I got it. I got it as a gift from my mother-in-law. Um, it's some kind of coffee brand that she discovered that she really likes. It smells great. It tastes good. I don't. The bag is like all like it looks like real hippie design. It's all like the words are all written funky. I can't even like read what the brand is. It's
Typical
but it's
coffee
good.
these days.
It's good coffee. Do what?
I said typical coffee these days. Just a bunch of weird fonts, all
Yeah,
run by hippies.
but it's like a blue bag with like greens and pinks and it's got all kinds of colors on it.
If you know that bag, let us know.
And I guess I could go grab it and show you guys. That seems irrelevant for what we're trying to talk about. You know what we decided before show that we should open the show with. Bob and Bo show ranks the best athletes to never win a championship across all sports.
Across
I
all the
was I was
sports.
gonna take it to these guys wore a lot of different color jerseys and never won a ring. But you know, like a Tracy McGrady played for quite a few different teams, never walked
or
away with a ring.
or I mean like a Dan Marino, his alternates were orange. Did he ever wear the orange? I don't know.
Are those really his alternates?
I don't know.
Fucking guy.
There's a couple guys on there that were just stopped in the prime of some other great athletes' careers. So they were never able to win one, like John Stockton, for example, and his teammate that shall not be named on this podcast.
Pedo.
Couldn't be named on any podcast.
Pedo.
Well, don't forget Barry Sanders either. Like you're talking about careers that ended a little bit before they should have, and guys that top top of their class, top performers, top at their position. A guy who I don't know. Did you guys ever watch Barry Sanders' documentary that came out?
Man, I oh the documentary.
That was a
Yes,
great documentary.
Yes. Was
it
it?
was all right.
For like going back and seeing a lot of stuff that you really didn't hear about from Barry for the longest time.
I think it was a little. I think it was a little forced. I think it was a little too much TV done up. But for the most part, I liked watching it. But I've forever said Barry Sanders is the greatest running back in the history of the NFL, and the Lions wasted his talent. But you can't mention Barry Sanders on that same note without mentioning Megatron. Matt Stafford couldn't do it for him, but he could certainly break records in the regular season.
You want to talk about a franchise that killed players. We've talked about it before. The Detroit Lions are definitely there. They've not only done it for Megatron and Barry. They tried to do it to Matt Stafford. He got out of there and got himself a ring, but there's quite a few franchises out there that'll do that to players.
At least Barry and Megatron won't get booed.
Fair. I mean, the Chiefs for the longest time were one of those teams. Now they treated their players a little bit better, but in terms of hey, we're going to work you into the ground, and that's kind of it. Derek Thomas, unfortunately, didn't ever get a chance to really let that come to fruition. Obviously, his skill set, but not necessarily get into that championship. Tony G had it with multiple teams. Second best tight end of all time, top three, however you want to put it. Going to the Falcons, Tony G is a guy who will probably be looked back at in history. And you look at his numbers, you would have thought that he would have won multiple Super Bowls.
Or at least been had a chance to play for multiple Super Bowls.
True.
Can we say the same thing about Jamal Charles?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll look back at Jamal and think that he should be a rushing leader for the Chiefs in the playoffs and had multiple playoff games. And nope, it's just Patrick Mahomes is the rushing leader in the playoffs for the Chiefs.
In what, 13 playoff games? That unbelievable.
You mentioned Derek Thomas, old DT for the old KC, but Lawrence Taylor, LT, the first LT, and then the second LT with Danian Tomlinson.
I'm pretty sure Lawrence Taylor won one.
Oh,
I was just about to look that up. I was about to fact
You
check
both
you.
went to your phones.
I thought you were going straight old LT, new age LT, not Lawrence.
Well, I was trying to encompass both. I thought that was why LT was up there.
Yeah, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champ. That's
He's
fine.
all right, okay. So he won 2. He's a good athlete, though.
A guy who will be looked back in the history books. We're a football show, so we're obviously throwing out a lot of football here. Randy Moss, one of the greatest receivers to ever do it. I don't know wherever you want to put him. I'd probably put him in my top 5 in history, just with what he's been able to do. You're gonna look back.
It's hard not to put him 2, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah, right there at the top.
Oh yeah, but it's also easy to do so if you take out the rings and the opportunities to do so. Obviously, football is more of a team sport than any other sport that's out there, and it's not just relying upon his shoulders. But I think we get another decade down the road, and Randy is fully removed from anything going on, and we're going to look at the history books, and our kids and so on and so forth are going to look at that and go, that guy had to have competed. And you're going to look in the history books and see that he did not.
You would
On
think
one
so,
of
but
almost
I
the
mean,
greatest teams ever in the Patriots too.
he's going to
Just
live on
lost.
forever because
he competed for a Super Bowl
Yeah.
on that team. What are we talking about here? He competed.
multiple times,
Once.
maybe. I mean, he's going to stick around forever. He's always got you got Moss. Like, that's not going anywhere.
That's its own level of Hall of Fame type player. But along those same lines, did we mention Ken Griffey yet? Ken Griffey Jr.
Not yet. That's a guy who held more records, not just for like baseball records in terms of like hits or on base or anything like that. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe he held a record there for a while of like the Iron Man, right? Most games played without like missing a game for a bit. Is that correct?
I don't think he ever held it. That was always Cal Ripken Jr., another junior you may be thinking about.
That's who I was thinking of.
But if we're picking, like, Ken Griffey Jr. to me seems like the guy, like, if you're choosing one guy from baseball that is the best athlete that never won a championship, Ken Griffey feels like to me the obvious answer. To pick one from basketball or football seems a little tougher to me, but that's Ken Griffey's kind of the obvious answer.
I mean, as far as baseball goes, he really is the obvious answer up until there's one guy playing right now that I think is probably going to end his career on this list, and that's Mike Trout. 5-tool player. Some regard him as the best player in baseball besides Shohei Ohtani now.
I was
But
going to say, what if Shohei doesnk win a championship?
he's right here on the list, but he has that opportunity now. He left Los Angeles for Los Angeles.
Yeah, Mike is
He left
finishing his career
Angels
without
or the Dodgers. Or no, it's
the Angels.
the Angel. No. I love that. It's perfect.
Yeah, I don't think Mike is. I don't think he'll ever get the opportunity to actually compete for a World Series.
The only way he will is if they end up trading him towards the end of his contract, which I doubt he even cares about doing at that point.
He should be close to the end of his career now. I mean, he's not that young.
He's like
so sad to
age.
have a franchise out there where people think he has better odds of winning a championship elsewhere than like getting their shit figured out and winning a championship in-house. But
he's 32. My bad, not our age.
Yeah. I mean,
Patrick Mahomes is
3-4 years older.
We've seen his whole entire professional career. I'm not amused by it right now. It's 11 years in. He's not going to win a championship. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, I mean he's still got 4 years left on that
He
contract.
could
So
Carlos Beltran some shit at the end of his career, you know, just like DH somewhere.
He's going anywhere. He's going to Philly. And
They
you
don't-
know they're
they
lucky
don't
to
have DHs in
championship.
Philly, dude. If you haven't played baseball before,
Have you not watched baseball this past year?
nope.
who does
Yeah,
that?
the National League has DHs now.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
When the fuck did they change that?
this past year.
Baseball's so boring, dude.
I think there's some other guys we could add to that list that we don't think are going to win rings
Chris
beforehand.
Paul.
Like we thought,
Chris Paul.
I totally thought
Chris
he was going to
Paul.
win a ring going to Golden State this year, and then they
Nope.
just everybody in Golden State decides that they're going to die.
Whoa.
Draymond falls off the face of the earth.
Hey, not
And
good
they're
words to
done.
use there, man. Not good to use
Dead.
words
Golden
to use
State
there.
dead.
They sad news here. Their assistant coach just died on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Oh
chill out.
well,
Moment of silence.
Yeah, way to go.
rip. Prediction master.
I don't think that's what you call it, but
James Harden also should be on that
Yeah.
list.
What a way to phrase that. Like just you fucking idiot.
Sometimes I need to be updated on a sport that doesn't matter.
I didn't know you were going there.
Just completely oblivious, man. Like
Oh,
if there was ever a demonstration of Ty Bob not knowing ball, that was
it's
it.
right there.
Insensitive, to say the least.
It happens.
God damn. We're
We're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that
for
one there.
one.
We're gonna get to the NFL on that note. We'll just leave those athletes behind, just like their careers did, without rings.
Jesus Christ.
We've got the divisional round.
Fantasy earlier today, and I was like, "Why is Klay Thompson's game postponed?" Yes. The update, let me know. Ooh, my chest hurts.
Divisional round of the NFL season and playoffs is
What kind of
underway.
podcast is it?
This is why we don't talk about basketball, boys.
Yeah, because you
Clearly.
don't know ball. Holy shit.
Shout out that assistant coach and his family.